What do you think of these packs here for Rooster and Bman? Bman goes immediately for the Quick Supply Sludge, and Rooster goes to the Fortified Tarantula Fang. No thoughts on the packs. We're just going
Oh, I,
straight to
I
it.
barely got to look at them, but
I
I
know,
think
me
both of
too.
these are great packs.
Yeah, pretty decent, for sure.
Sledgehammer Arclight is extremely strong defensively. It can even beat Tarantulas turn 1. But I said I don't like Sledgehammers on aggro. B-Man says, well, is this aggro?
He appears undecided. I agree. There's definitely a question mark on the end of that. It's got some mid-range here. That Arclight on the left side's probably not going to be too
Alright.
happy, but
Yeah,
B-Man
so
has Quick
mid-range
Supply.
Sledgehammers. But it's on one side, and notably, it is not on the side that Rooster is on. I do not think B-Man's going to be happy to see that, because what if Rooster just fortifies that tower, and these Sledgehammers take 10 years walking very slowly, and then doing no damage to it?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, the Tarantulas are kind of in a similar boat there, right? They both are kind of like fairly slow and kind of do ZDPS to towers, so I agree that B-Man's in a worse position here if that's the case, but I feel like they're both kind of just like snoozing. We're sitting here for a good 45 seconds watching us just walk towards the tower menacingly, shooting it, doing
Fair
no
enough.
damage. Maybe we'll be lucky and I'll recruit some steel balls to speed things up. We'll see.
Tarantulas can fix that with text later on, but that is a little bit true.
Yeah.
Oh, are these wasps going to just die to fangs? That might be really bad for B-Man round 1.
Yeah, that is catastrophic to see your quick supply money just ending any of these fangs right here. Well, looks like that's what's going to happen too. Wow. Rest in peace, the quick supply dollars. Oh wait, there's 2 more.
Oh, there's 2 wasps over there. Okay.
We got some rogue wasps.
But there's still a couple fangs. Maybe those will kill the last few, just for fun.
Okay, they did. They did. But B-Man still won.
Alright.
Crisis averted.
Supply does not lose round 1. Excellent.
Yeah, that would be
usually
pretty
what you want
sad.
to see.
We got the immediate unit drop too. Probably pretty favorable for Rooster
Ooh.
to see that versus quick supply immediately.
There's so many good picks here, actually. Steel Ball adds a lot of pressure to the tower, which both players might need. Scorpion is good against Sledgehammers, so I think that's why Rooster picked it up. Fire Badger, if this is more of a headbutt, is a very good chapter unit in that context. And can also be a very annoying flanker, but it's weak against the Scorpion. And then Phantom Ray can get a lot of tempo by just kind of going into tower as well, kind of like the Steel Ball.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of very viable choices there for both players, so I imagine they will definitely feel the same and be, pretty unsure of what they want to like commit into based on what they might think be done since it is so much of a gray area. So probably both going to go for a pretty like neutral play here to see what gets picked up.
Both players say we're spending the whole turn defending our open towers.
Yeah, I find that very interesting because in these like asymmetrical headbutt games, it's so often the case that like one person just like totally abandons the side, and like sometimes people like actually commit to defending, but this time both of them just immediately say, you know what, we're just gonna defend this. We're not gonna let the tower die, even though these are these very, very slow, low tower DPS units that are trying to kill it.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised by this. There's a lot of lines you could take. For example, like taking the Phantom Rays. If Rooster put the Phantom Rays on the left, they would have deleted the Scorpion and then gone to tower.
Yeah,
Instead,
exactly.
you kind of justify the enemy sledges by giving them something to do.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for both players here, it kind of made sense to just abandon given the degree to which the board just can't clear a fortified tower. Maybe both players say, you know what, these Rays are kind of spooky. We're not going to acknowledge they could kill the Scorpion we put down, but, maybe that's why we want to defend the side. I don't know. Either way, though.
Redeployment. This game could get crazy very quickly. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of good spells here. Rhino Assault and Incendiary available too.
Yeah, very, like, diverse way this game could have gone so far on this round 2 and round 3. A lot of real choices that could be made that could pretty drastically affect what's done.
Picked by Bman. It's a good spell with wasps as well. Now these wasps can go anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And Bman's wasps do have jump drives, so it does let him avoid having to click that.
They can go anywhere in multiple ways.
Yeah, or they could even go anywhere twice.
Ooh,
you could click redeploy and jump.
Bman
Yeah, that's a really
very
early
tech pickup here. little surprising since Rooster does have enough draft clear right now that crawlers probably aren't going to be attacking anything.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too, especially not seeing like any like really back crawlers for Bman to like maybe try and answer this Rhino drop with a drill. Like maybe there's like a consideration for that, but he's just like,
Well, Bman
nah.
has already spawned in this crawler. I guess the idea is he just wants to cheese Rooster's back left tower in case Rooster
Mm,
thinks this crawler is enough to take care of the other crawler.
yeah, for sure. And he may also assume that Apuchi, or sorry, I'm in Apuchi mode. This is Rooster that we were playing with here, not Apuchi. Sorry. He may also assume that Rooster is going to take the redeploy just like he did, and just doesn't even consider this Rhino drop, which did get picked up, of course, and does take the tower for Rooster.
Exactly. Though, in coming rounds, like once the Rhino drop comes off cooldown, the redeploy can allow you to answer it much more efficiently. You can just redeploy some units back to cover it and then redeploy them further forward once you don't need them to cover Rhino drops anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Redeploy is super flexible, answering all kinds of spells, drops, and otherwise. Such a fun tool to play with. And also, it makes the game harder for Rooster to play as well, just having it as a possibility that he may have to consider.
And now, just like every game today, it feels like we have a Mustang mirror.
Yeah, and Rooster notably not a fan of these mirrors, but does acknowledge I have a Mustang on the board, it's level 2, there's damage item being offered, see damage item, click damage item.
Pretty
Prophecy is
much.
fulfilled.
And B-Man might have bought the Mustangs because he saw the damage item.
Yes, indeed. Immediate range, too.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Rooster doesn't have the money to get range. He clicks HE and Tarantula instead and says Mustangs have more range than Tarantula. So all you need to do is have more range than your tank, right?
Yeah, technically true. As long as they're standing behind something beefy, kind of doesn't matter if they have their own range.
And we can see, like, part of the reason that B-Man did these dual crawler flanks is because he did pick up the redeploy, and he can get out of these flanks very easily once they're hard countered by these wasps. So that flank on Rooster's back left side is now gone. The crawlers have been redeployed.
Yeah, absolutely. And even within the same flank, always important to point out that
Oh my
Bman could...
goodness. That redeploy was amazing for B-Man. It made the Mustangs, instead of defending flank, decide to not defend flank. And these door
Yeah.
crawlers almost get the tower from it.
Yeah, it came really close to it, for sure. Maybe even would have gotten like temp speed or something. I don't think that was clicked this time for Bman, but really close for sure. Those redeploys and
Just
crawlers
if a
can definitely
couple
be
more
menace.
crawlers went to tower, would have been very different.
Yeah, for sure, right? Maybe even just like a beacon might have made the difference or something.
Yeah, these are the types of things that you gotta watch out for when your opponent has redeploy. Like every turn, there's so many shenanigans that can be pulled. And now that
Yeah.
both these crawlers are on the flank, they don't have to teleport in if they move somewhere else on the flank.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to mention is the flexibility that provides for B-Man here. He can
Like, what if
cheese
B-Man puts a
Apuchi super hard.
Sabertooth, locks all the Mustangs, and then just walks in with crawlers?
Yep, exactly, right? He has so many ways that he can manipulate the board state here.
That said, B-Man does take the Phoenixes. We once again see a Mustang Phoenix board. And probably we will see a tank that is not Scorpion later, which might be a Fortress.
That would be crazy. Have we seen that yet today, Arbiter? I don't think so. That would be
Uh,
a truly new experience.
I don't know.
You know, anyway, in any case, I feel like this game's been really cool so far, especially the Apuchi
Yeah,
Elite Marksman Fortresses. I don't think B-Man or Rooster runs that right now, unless we've been duped. But
indeed.
perhaps we'll see some.
I do believe Rooster just runs range launcher overload anti-air barrier.
Mm-hmm.
We did see B-Man does not run the shields on his forts, the barrier tech. And Rooster
Yeah.
going for a flank cheese with his Phoenix drop. And I can't even tell if it's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I feel like this like back like 4 or 5 Mustangs might turn, and that's probably all it really needs. Like maybe they lock on the
Mm,
spider. It's really hard to
I
say. Like
don't think they're
B-Man,
turning. Oh yeah, they're not turning.
But they might after they kill these fangs if the phoenix is
No,
close
they
to that fast
definitely
enough.
won't. They already went forward. They're not going to turn around when there's more targets in front of them.
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely
And so
doomed.
that's going to be a double debuff, but is it in time? So much of Rooster's units are already dead.
Yeah, honestly, even like left side's pretty much resolved by the time debuff goes through, right? It's kind of just like as if it didn't spawn it at all.
Yeah, perhaps Rooster really needed like range Mustang or some more chaff for these Phoenixes this turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that he did not range the Mustangs last turn. Definitely not ever happy about that in the Mustang mirror, I feel. Especially if you already have a blue Mustang of your own, you're feeding your opponent's Mustangs and they Giga Mustang mirror, that does not feel great.
But good enough for this turn.
Yeah, for sure, gets it done regardless. Will we see even more Mustang items come down for the Mustang mirror? No, instead we see fire. That's kind of like an anti-Mustang item.
Instantly picked the fire.
Yeah.
Bman's thinking a bit more about it. Maybe a smoke bomb, maybe even improved melting point. Could be good in the headbutt sometimes.
Yeah, big fan of improved
Bman
melter
still
personally.
doesn't have like a tank to run with the Mustangs. Could be a melting point Mustang game.
Pretty solid versus the Tarantulas as well. Clears them rather fast. His board currently kind of lacks some single target, sort of. Does pick it up.
Indeed. Can even go multi-melt with it. It can be very difficult to stop.
Yeah. I definitely don't see too much improved melter multi-melt, but every time I've done it in aggro, it feels incredibly good, so I would love to see that
Oh,
from B-Man
it's
here.
I'd say it's even better in like defense or headbutt games. Just
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you can almost always guarantee the locks, and tarantulas can never outrange it.
Yeah, absolutely. Improved melter, honestly, an insane card. Kind of crazy that we don't see it more than we do, I feel. And it's been pretty much the same for like 2 years, too. It's like, I don't think they've ever changed that card even. Maybe it's like a really long time ago, but
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those Exodia situations where it's pretty expensive to get into it, but then once you get everything online, pretty hard to stop.
yeah, absolutely. In a way, it's like very similar to like Elite Marksman Fortresses. It provides even
But
like a fairly
B-Man
similar stat
takes
line.
improved Melter and then buys another Scorpion. Maybe it
Yeah,
just like couldn't afford the Melter this turn, just wants a little bit more tank value while he saves up.
yeah. I mean, the improved melter is fairly expensive, right? Let's maybe may have done some math and decided, you know what? Actually, we can't get like 2 melters same range, so we just don't even want him this turn. Getting
Yeah.
the Scorpion does not feel too great, though. I imagine.
I mean, it's
Ooh.
still just a couple more turns to sell them. You can always redeploy them to the place where they're most effective in the meantime.
Oh, you know that's true. That's true. B-Man does have the redeploy. Oh, it does clean up the shield on the right side too. Minus 100.
Yeah, it's minus quite a bit here. Lots of missiles, several shields.
Yeah, for sure.
These
Quite a lot of
snowboard
money
shields
invested
are
in
going
those
to go
rounds.
down for B-Man. But it's
Yep.
not a very high damage round on Rooster, and Rooster is playing pretty greedy here. Kind of waiting for the drop. We're going to see if Bear Lake shows up with forts in a couple turns.
Yep. Looks like the game is instead going to say that we are going even further into Giga Mustang Mirror, which I'm sure Rooster is absolutely thrilled about.
Well,
Being not a fan of mirrors.
B-Man definitely has the advantage with higher level Mustang, and that Mustang is probably better protected as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was thinking about last rounds. B-Man's Mustang is level 5, Rooster's Mustang is level 4, and that is post-intensive, I believe, on both of them. Yeah. As post-intensive, and that's kind of the value of these shields, right? It's like you get to farm your opponent's Giga Mustang for XP, and maybe you just like snowball out of control afterwards, potentially.
And these tarantulas are looking really awkward because they took HE first. But if you look at B-Man's chaff placement, it's it's almost all late chaff.
Yeah.
So B-Man's plan is, okay, we're gonna delete these fangs because we have Mustangs. The Phoenixes one-shot the tarantulas, and then the late chaff comes in, and it has to be cleared by Mustangs.
Yeah, for sure. Really good point there. Definitely not an ideal situation for the Tarantulas to have approximately 2 packs of crawlers to shoot early in the round and then be just really sad
Yeah.
rolling on a big level Darklight or Scorp afterwards.
Though the tarantulas do have range now, so that definitely helps quite a bit with that
Mm-hmm.
situation. But also they're all dead.
Yeah, really nice Rhino drop here from Rooster as well with the oil
Yeah.
into this drop. Kills the big crawlers for him, gets straight on the tower. Round does not look very good though, honestly, despite this. That was quite fast,
And
but
it's so huge to get tempo turns when you're in a Mustang mirror, because the Mustang XP is the whole mirror, like everything.
yeah, absolutely. Very, very critical. And Bman once again
These
demonstrating
level
he
4
thinks that same
Mustangs
thing.
really want just a little more XP, and I don't think they got it.
They did kill a shield there. Killed 3 shields worth of stuff, and both players oiled. I think there
That's
was at least
true.
1 missile too from Bman. So Bman investing a lot of money in these
Oh
rounds,
no,
trying to make sure it keeps
stonks.
tempo. Yeah, the stonks
And
and the
Bman
tarantulas
says
maybe.
this is why I got the Scorpion.
Yeah, rewarded for that play, right? I think at least, unless it was already blue, I'm not too sure. But does have the module on it regardless. Is not close at all to leveling, so I'm imagining we're gonna see it sold soon, unless he wants to keep it for another turn and intense it. Not sure.
The Scorpion has actually done very well. It kind of just kills the tarantula that's right in front of it every turn,
Yeah,
while
that is
tanking
true.
for the Mustang.
Yeah, in fact, both of B-Man's early Scorpions doing rather well for themselves. Maybe he even like opts to stay in Scorpion and doesn't go improve Melter here. Not even really sure. Pucci is, or Rooster is kind of just spamming a lot of Mustangs.
Game's getting pretty late. It feels like players have just been setting up for so many turns, waiting for Bear Lake. And things are just gonna explode once Bear Lake shows up with the fortresses. Because it can't be
Yeah.
melting points, because V-Man took him pre-melting point.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also, I'm not feeling happy at all if I'm Rooster here with his bar that we think he's running into improved Melter. I think that is really spooky. So I think he is probably looking for a way to close the game out that does not involve Fortress, my guess. But we'll see if he's able to find what that is.
I don't know. I think Fortress has a better shot than most tanks against improved melter.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm not too happy with what he's
Oh,
running into
you just
improved
don't want to
Melter.
deal with improved melters, period. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a really bad day. I've done it with Elite Marksman, it still feels bad, so I don't think no Elite Marksman's gonna feel too hot, but we'll see. He does have a billion Mustangs, so he's got great clear.
Yeah, I don't think he needs any more Mustangs.
You might be onto something with that one. I agree. He does have, I think, 7 packs of Mustangs, which have varying numbers of levels and AP, and also
Anyway, I
damage
think
item.
we're out of preparation to do. If Bearlight
Yes.
doesn't show up with item units this turn, someone's gonna have to force the issue themselves. That's a nuke.
Well, looks like Bearlike is not cooperating, does instead say nuke your opponents. B-Man says, I will do that. Thank you.
I imagine Rooster's gonna think about it for a little while and then say, okay, I'll do it too, fine. We can
Yeah,
nuke.
absolutely. Oh, he
Probably
says
where there's...
no.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That's crazy.
At
That's definitely
2000
potentially game-ending
HP, round
damage.
9.
Yeah. That was a really risky move there from Rooster, I think, but we'll see if it pans out for him. Maybe he just spams like 8 trillion bubbles and just, waits on the turn.
Well, he certainly has to spam 8 trillion bubbles, seeing
Yeah.
that nuke.
Yeah, that part's
And I don't
probably...
see how those
Oh,
bubbles are... Okay, we're spamming fort bubbles.
yeah, looks like it. Blue fort bubbles
You
that.
can't get that many, you can only get 2.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
3.
he's not
Wait,
getting
what?
bubbles at all
Oh my god, he's dead.
against nuke.
He's screwed. I mean, it's just doomed, right? He has no cell bot. No, I mean, I guess he can loan. He can get
I
2.
mean, I guess the fort survives the nuke.
Yeah. What about the rest of the board, though? We're not looking too hot.
Why
What's
don't
the
we have a
plan?
fort tech though?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes.
I mean, he does have an
Um,
orange fort. There's that. If he's
I
not
mean, he
dead,
has
he's in a really good spot,
2000
maybe.
HP, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
maybe he's just like, all I need to do is survive this turn, and then I have Gigaforts.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that logic, but B-Man does have the improved melting points.
That's at
B-Man did...
the... It's not looking good.
Yeah. I mean, there is only like 1 Mustang pack and 1 Phoenix to die to the nuke, but like, this turn is looking kind of yikes. Does kill at least 2 bubbles from B-Man though. B-Man investing like 3 to 4 bubbles for like the 4th round in a row, I want to say. Rooster's still just greeting. Skipping
And
the
this
nuke here.
time, the debuff comes in pretty quickly because of the nuke. And
Yeah, I
how
don't think
much
he's dead,
damage
is
is
he?
it?
Oh, he's dead just barely. one Scorpion over, and that'll seal the deal.
Dang.
That
Yeah,
move
just
skip not paying off.
so many turns of preparation, and
Yeah.
then maybe underestimated the amount of damage that could come in once the tension was finally broken.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, we're just waiting for Bear Like for 28 years, building all the Mustangs, the entire universe, clicking all the tower enhancements, and finally we just got to click the forts and we don't have any money left and it's doomed. Not a great spot to be in, especially versus the improved Melter for Rooster. Not a lot of great lines there, I feel.
Yeah, Bman just kind of, with the Phoenixes, was really able to burst down Rooster's tanky units like Tarantulas instantly, which
Yeah,
meant
for
that
sure.
like Rooster is kind of hanging on with that one pack of Mustangs every round, um, after instantly losing a lot of path clear and
Yeah, absolutely.
tank value.
And as you pointed out
Maybe
too, the
Rooster could have tried to do something similar with his own Phoenixes instead of like selling them or leaving them untacked.
yeah, that is true. He does have this orange and Tech Phoenix. Looking kind of sad out there on the left side. And the Scorps for B-Man too, as you pointed out, were doing some pretty great work, even though they're kind of just like existing to tank, but definitely taking out Rooster's Scorps every round and looking pretty solid overall. Just giving him enough
Yeah.
tempo to close out the game.
Also, I was wrong about Rooster's techs. Rooster does not have anti-air. He has Fang protection instead.
Oh, good clarification. We'll see if he changes it this time, that he's revealed it.
Yeah,
I always love to
anti-air
see.
could have been useful that game, actually.
Yeah. I always think it's so fun, this dynamic in best of threes and best of fives and so on of like, do I change my techs now that you've seen them?
Yeah,
Especially if it's like some like
absolutely.
really weird stuff, you know? Like maybe you run like, I don't know, some like full carry Apuchi bar for your fort one game, and the next game you just like full pivot, and instead you're now just like Fang prod like utility anti-air fort. Like, what if you bait your opponent into like hard committing to Phoenixes and you just like pull 4 forts one turn and you have AA suddenly? Like, what you gonna do then? Were you
I feel like
expecting
that's what
that?
happens every time I play Sarah, like more than once. Like Sarah's Wasp techs are like um range ground spec like shield splash,
Mm-hmm.
and then like next turn I'm like, aha, I have like wraiths. You don't have anti-air on your wasps. And Sarah's like, by the way, my wasp techs are now like jump drive range anti-air.
What a maniac. That's crazy. Man, that's just evil doing that on ladder. You just like it's not like you can even change your text while you're in the countdown, I don't think, right? So he's just like doing that before he keys into you and it just happens to be
I think
different.
the theory is Sarah just changes his techs every game. I don't know. He's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
experimenting.
Yeah, that's gotta be it, right? So that's evil, man. Holy. Wow. What a maniac. Innovating all the strats Sarah is. Changing your text between games, playing just unhinged in addition. How can you predict his next move? I mean, at that point, do you even
Impossible.
know what your untexts are? If you just like change them literally every game? Like that sounds really confusing, honestly. I definitely couldn't do that. I barely even know what my texts are when I don't change them every game.
Yeah. This is also why you shouldn't have multiple accounts so that you aren't confused when one account has different techs.
That is very, very, very true. You know, recording some games on new accounts recently has made me feel that for sure. May have clicked some units we did not know the text of.
It's like, surely I have things spawning on my forts.
Yeah, or like, surely my worm has armor. No, it has things that are not armor. Didn't know worms have text that are armor, but it has those texts apparently. In any case, though, getting into game 2 of Rooster and B-Man momentarily. B-Man currently up 1 game in the best of
Man
3.
says, we won't see me coming. Maybe that means we won't play Mustang again. We'll see. Rooster instantly picks Elite Specialist, his favorite specialist. Finally shows
Absolutely.
up.
No surprise at all.
Eh,
No hesitation either. I didn't even see his other packs. He
Yeah.
just sees Elite, clicks Elites. Does not
I
care.
wonder if B-Man's gonna go back for the Hound Mustang pack with Giant Spec this time.
Yeah, that is looking kind of disgusting. Not in a good way either. I'm not really a fan of the Mustang Hound Open, but hey,
No,
got
it's
it
cost
done.
control.
Oh gosh, it's cost control, yeah. How do you feel about cost control nowadays, Arbiter?
I think cost control's pretty good with sludge packs. It's funny because historically I would never pick sledgehammer packs with cost control because like sledgehammers like all their stats so much.
Yeah.
But like sledgehammer is a pretty flexible opener, and cost control is a pretty flexible specialist that's good at quickly pivoting into whatever's needed against the enemy board.
For sure, it's very flexible in that way.
And it's good at getting
It's
into like giants,
yeah.
which is often a good way to flip tempo when you're defending, which I mean, how are we gonna see a headbutt this time? Bman deciding which side is Rooster going to pick?
Yeah, looks like he's opting into it. Unless he
Ah,
changes his
air
mind at the last second.
cheese.
Again, I think V-Man did this last game we saw too,
He
right? Didn't he buy the
did.
Wasp on one? Or was
I'm
that
not so
Rooster?
sure all these things are gonna die, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too great about that either. I think the Sledge is going to lock the Tarantulas and it's going to look real poor. We'll see though. Also, on the topic of Sledge cost control, back in my day, I played cost control Sledge carry because it let you do this very specific line where you go like Sledge crawler on 1 into mech rage sledge on 2 into like 4 or 5 sledges with mech rage and another tech on 4. It's kind of sick.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a meme, honestly, and it is a meme nowadays, now that unit drops in the game, but back when there were no unit drops, it's kind of cool. Really interesting what cost control let you do with your opening.
Also, like cost control is nice with Archites, because you can get the Archites. Archites often don't care too much about having lower stats, and you can get range on Archites really quickly, and then once they get levels, you can get some more attacks with them. But not as good anymore now that Archite XP is pretty hard to come by.
Yes, indeed. XP nerf definitely hurting their stat access. Looks like we got the round 2 drop. Lots and lots of air things, lots of things that kill air
Yeah,
things also. That's
indeed.
my evaluation of this. Maybe the Wasp is the thing which kills all the other air things. Maybe, depending on your techs.
Fortunately, every single unit here can kill air things,
Yes.
and both players say it is the Wasp.
Yep. Rooster going for the aggressive play on the offside. B-Man saying that's not necessary. Offside does not exist.
With a blue crawler. That blue crawler will duel the new white crawler that was set to take tower.
Yep. And also, I think B-Man has a 4 square giant hole here on the line. If I'm not mistaken, is what that looks like. Oh, he made it out of the way. But maybe he's showing some interest in developing a giant there later in the game, or even just, I don't know, wants to take tower later for fun. I don't know. Probably a giant hole, though.
And
Goes the
B-Man's...
missile as well on Rooster's side.
Ooh, he's defending that side with an Arclight. Basically a defensive Arclight without a unit there. It just reads that surely Rooster will put something to pressure this tower.
Yeah, goes the Fortify and the missile on, too. Really big commitment, saying Rooster is for sure doing that. He's coming for it with everything he's got.
2 missiles this turn. They're both being used.
Wow, yeah, 3 missiles in total on 2 from both players.
That said, look at these Phoenixes. They're level 2 on the left.
Wait, yeah,
That
those leveled
is
last
not
rounds?
not looking good for these spiders.
Oh, right, it's because Rooster has the blue spider on 1, right? And they got to farm that.
Yeah,
That's why they're 2 now.
exactly.
Yeah, that is pretty sad, I think, if you're the Tarantula player here. Almost one-taps the spiders.
Ooh.
Those
This
are
is
blue
actually
fangs, though,
maybe
I
a
think.
good split on these wasps.
Yeah, potentially. Although they do die during debuff
Oh,
even,
so close.
yeah, kind of yikes.
And I guess Rooster with the flank coverage on those blue fangs looks like it stopped a crawler flank. Very convenient.
Yeah, and also I want to point out, I think B-Man invested 2 missiles into that round, whereas Rooster only invested 1, which is not
Oh
dead yet.
no. Is it time? I think the Mustangs are coming.
Oh no. Rooster is probably just like head in hands right now. He's probably so upset. He's like, oh my god, I don't want to play a mirror at 4 a.m. again. It's another Mustang game. Wait, oh. Rooster says no. I am playing Wasps, in fact. I don't care about your Mustangs. That is a dangerous proposition, my friends.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh
I
indeed.
think I think
That is
these
bad.
wasps are not going to be happy long term.
Yeah, to say the very least. Does not bode well, but you know, it's like Rooster's player card says, man. Anti-mirror. He says, I see your Mustang item on 3. I'm playing elites. I am Mustang spec. Does not care. Is clicking wasps. Incredibly based action from him.
I
Not sure how
love
it's gonna work
how
out.
Bman got one pack of Mustangs and it has attack and an item.
Yep.
He knows what the future holds.
Yep. I mean, it is what it is, man. You see Mustang item, you click a Mustang item. Them's the rules.
Indeed. That said, the Mustangs lost to the level 1 wasps. So maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you take that as a sign that Mustangs are gonna work.
I don't know.
Sorry, the wasps are gonna work.
I've played an awful lot of players and ladders who definitely do seem to think that's a sign, but I think Rooster's been here through this already a couple times, so he might know what's up.
Rooster, though, he is an avid wasp carry player, but
Oh,
he's
does
not running
not
his
care.
normal wasp carry techs. He's running elite and ground
Yeah.
spec. Usually he runs splash and ground spec.
Yeah, you know, I will say I think it is a bit of a weird choice as an also avid Wasp player to have ground spec on your elite Wasp bar. I feel like you have one or the other, since they're additive with each other. Like,
Oh
ground
my
spec is a great
goodness.
tech, but I don't know.
B-Man's not messing around. Barrier item picked up.
Oh. Well, Rooster does have the ground spec in his Wasps, though. He might just not care at all about any barriers that get placed down, but it does demand attack as a response if he wants to keep going into Wasp.
So, as a tip, I would say the most reliable answer to Wasp like carry builds is spamming fortresses with Fang spawning and anti-air.
But B-Man has 4 Mustangs instead. What if he instead goes a different route and goes Fortress with Mustangs and anti-air? Or even just Mustangs, perhaps. Fortress Mustang, even. I know that's crazy. We haven't seen that yet tonight, but maybe
I
it
don't
might
think
be a
that could
Fort Mustang.
possibly work.
Yeah, you're
That's
right,
okay.
actually.
Rooster's still cheesing some towers.
Yeah. Still going for the tempo plays, the Wasps. Left side Wasps, almost, yeah, still alive, actually. Getting to clean up everything, maybe. And by
They
everything, I
do
mean,
have
like,
the
some
attack item.
tanks.
They do a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely doing stuff. And they definitely have some friends
And
showing up.
Rooster is still winning rounds. He's very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not winning rounds by a lot of HP.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the key point here too. Is if you're the Wasp player in this situation, you want to be ending the game very quickly. You do not want to be having some 200 damage victories over the Mustangs.
Well, Rooster is probably very happy to see 0 forts in this selection.
Yeah, definitely. No
Like
arms
Steel
either though.
Ball says, okay, Steel Ball definitely a tank for a Wasp. Makes sense. Steel Ball Wasp used to be like a classic comp that people would play.
Yeah,
But
for a long time it was thought to be like a really weird copium comp, and then it like sort of became a comp. I don't know. It's really odd. Its history
it
is
was never
strange.
really it was never really used because it's just kind of worse Steel Ball Mustang in those situations.
Yeah, exactly. Wasps nowadays are a much better unit though than they have been for a lot of the history of the game, so just having a higher projectile speed, stats, etc. makes quite a bit of difference for the viability of the comp.
Yeah, it's nice that you can actually use Wasps
Yeah, for
more
sure.
reliably as carry units. But more
Yeah.
reliably is not like actually reliably.
Yeah, and a lot of the unreliability definitely comes from the thing we see on Bman's board here, which is the anti-air range Mustangs. They kind of just eat wasp for breakfast, no matter what the decks are.
Anyway, I shouldn't be criticizing Rooster's board. I'm a Wasp non-believer, but for Rooster I need to be a Wasp believer today.
Absolutely. We gotta support our boy. He is here at 4 a.m. or something in Europe, playing his favorite units in MAG1. He is giving it his best for us, giving us a show, not committing to the Mustang mirror.
Indeed.
And he also looks very dead in this not Mustang mirror at the moment, but
Okay,
I
okay,
believe in
but
his ability to make a comeback.
he does see that Bman has decided to take the Sabertooth. Um, Maybe he feels like, okay, with seeing Sabertooth on the board, maybe now we can go for like sandworms. Maybe it's time to get like
Another
a really
Mustang
good
damage
tank for the
item.
wasps.
Yeah. Yeah.
That said, he can't clear chaff either. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, for sure. That is the issue with him not having the HE on the Wasp bar here. Also, notably, Bman did sell one of the Sabers last turn. Don't know if Rooster caught that or not, but that might give him a clue in that Bman will be selling out of more of those this turn.
That could be. Yeah,
I
I
imagine this
wonder.
left side's looking pretty good for Rooster here this turn. The double blue Sandworm.
Yeah, blue sandworms are nasty.
Yeah, Rooster goes immediately for the Sandstorm as well.
And B-Man sniffing out a big tanky unit says level 1 double shot saber will handle everything. And it is a very inexpensive tech. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely kind of the reason to play Sabertooth is this double shot tech.
For sure. Honestly, kind of crazy to me that that tech is still so cheap.
It is. It used to cost 100, but then Sabertooth became a starting unit.
Yes, indeed it did, and that's actually kind of doing some good stuff for us, the Worms here, since they're not getting the
It
regrowth for the
is.
Sandstorm. Oh wow, never mind, the Worm does not care.
Maybe
It
not
does go
dealing as
down
much
though.
damage as those, like, damage item Mustangs, but still doing quite a bit of work.
Yeah. What's your opinion here on the Sandstorm as the first tech in this matchup, by the way? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's, like, better than armor? It feels so hard for things to be better than armor.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Um, like, if it lands on Mustangs, then the Mustangs essentially retarget, and then usually they can't hit wasps anymore. Um, they're running anti-air Mustangs, so that's pretty relevant a lot of the time. And it does
Yeah.
provide a lot of tankiness. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not quite as much as armor does, but it's still a pretty significant amount.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I'm a bit concerned about it actually managing to reach the Mustangs, particularly when temp range is clicked, which is probably is being clicked every turn in the Wasp matchup. But either way, probably we'll see armor getting picked up for Rooster here this turn. Does go for the enhancement module as well. Does not go for the portable shield, by the way. Says he needs stonks to win the game. Might be true. Goes
Interesting.
with D-Gen
The
too.
Teach and Wraith could
Going with
also
the
be
R
a call
stacking.
out for anti-air fort. B-Man's
Mm-hmm.
been floating a barrier for like 5 turns.
That is a great point. That thing is sitting there menacingly, doing absolutely nothing, but it's being very menacing.
Very menacing. Surely a giant will show up.
I mean,
And
that's
if
what he's
I'm
saying, right?
Rooster, I really want to see a melting point come out of B-Man right here.
Yeah, 100%. I think Melter into Sandstorm feels really poor historically. Feels less bad after the nerf Sandstorm quite a lot, but I think I'd be pretty happy to see that as well from Rooster. Looks like B-Man
Yeah,
is probably not going to bite though.
both players have taken the enhancement module, but I think it's a little awkward on both players as well. Kind of hard to stonk units because they both have a lot of things they need to sell.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Looks like B-Man does go into the fortresses as expected. The barrier is no longer being menacing. It is now on a fort, which is arguably even more menacing. I don't know.
And the fort is blue.
Yeah. Yeah, which... Oh, wait, actually, B-Man does not have barrier in his forts there, right? Oh, he does have barrier. Okay. Casters
He's
can't be
got
right.
the item.
Casters don't know what we're talking
The
about.
item. The item
No,
is OP.
no, he does have the tech, though, this time. He's changed it. That's what I mean. He
Oh,
didn't have it
you're
before,
right.
right? Yeah.
He definitely didn't have it before.
Yeah.
He lost due to Apuchi using it against him. Maybe decided Apuchi was right. There is a good tech.
Exactly. I was going to say that B-Man's like actually pretty happy to have the bubble because he doesn't have barrier, but he does have barrier, so you know, it is what it is. Unlucky. And by unlucky, I mean it's lucky for B-Man because barrier's a good tech, but you know, we'll see
Oh,
how it
these
shakes out for him.
Mustangs are monsters.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the sad things about the Waspy Mustang matchup, right? Is like Wasps take so little XP to level and they feed so much XP back to the Mustangs. And you're in a board where you can't clear chaff because you're in Wasp and your opponent is in the board with the Giga Mustangs. Like, and also there are 2 damage items dropped. Like, it's just so sad.
Ooh, good worm item for sure there.
Yeah, definitely
And
incredible.
these fortresses are going to die very quickly to wasps if the wasps are able to connect. A little worried about these wraiths. The degen can be nice if it gets in range of things, but the problem is these mustangs with anti-air kill the wraiths very, very quickly.
Yeah, I
And I
agree
don't
for
know
sure.
if the sandstorm is coming in quickly enough to disrupt that plan.
Yeah, I don't even think that the Mustangs are like far enough back or like far enough forward to get Sandstorm to temp range in AA. I'm not sure though, I could be
They
wrong, but
probably aren't. Well, not initially. Like, eventually they're gonna get sandstormed, I guess.
yeah, for sure. I think the initial is really important though. I think it's the temp range from tower that makes the diff. We'll see here.
And I
By
think
the
a
way,
lot of that is just the fact that chaff is gonna last a while on Bman's board.
for sure.
That said, these wasps are doing so much damage.
Yeah, ground spec is no joke for sure. I mean, it's like charge shot and a Phoenix, but it's on a Wasp, right? And Wasp do
Exactly.
pretty crazy DPS. Yeah, actually, left side kind of getting it done here. And there is like 2 worms left alive, I think. The blue
And
one on the
these
right.
worms are not
Those
so easy
3.
to kill.
Yeah, and there's not even armor yet either, right? Like, these are not
Like, even
incredible.
once the wasps are dead, the worms are still big threats.
Yeah, we say as they die horribly to the orange saber.
Well, also
They're
the
definitely
level
big threats there.
5 damage item Mustang.
Yeah,
Really
that's
sucks for
definitely.
Rooster that 2 damage items showed up for Mustangs.
Yeah, that is definitely not what you want to see if you're in the Wasp board here. Because it is additive with the
Do
ground
you ever
spec.
get armor hounds?
Yes, I think so. I think it's very real. Like, armor hounds are crazy if you're in a late game Mustang board with your opponents.
I
But
mean,
Rooster does not
there's
agree.
no amount of levels and items that make Mustangs do damage to like level 6 armor hounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's just actually impossible. And if your opponent's in something like double shot for it for his hound killing material, then like those hounds are gonna look really good. But Bman did go into the boats here, which would actually be pretty okay at clearing hounds. I think they kill like 2 or 3 hounds on average per volley. Maybe sometimes you get all 5 in one shot.
Well, I'm pretty happy about the boats if I'm Rooster. I don't understand what the boats are for.
Yeah, I assume they're here for Photon, right?
Probably eventually.
Yeah, like maybe not like right now, but like eventually for sure. And Bman
But
is cost
boat
control too, I
photon
believe,
is
right?
pretty expensive these days.
Yeah, Bman is cost control though, so it's not too much of an ask.
And look at that, level 4 sandworm with armor. Speaking of units with armor.
Yeah, for sure. And you're definitely going to be happy to finally have that here if you're Rooster, especially on this level 3 Sandworm with the portable shield and the level 4 enhancement one. Those things are just going to be monsters. The armor plus the
Honestly,
Sandstorm going to make him really good versus the boards.
Rooster's board is like worm with a couple wasps.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like a carry worm board more than a carry wasp board, honestly.
He does
like, if he could just clear chaff, it'd be good.
Boats. Oh no, the fangs will do it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, 1 blue fang pack. I don't think. Oh wait, there's 2 worms left. Oh, dude, worms is so confusing as a unit. It's so hard to tell if they're alive or dead. I'm like, oh, Rooster's cooked, and then like 2 worms come out of the round, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Maybe he's not cooked. I don't know.
Like, if that was the plan with the boat, like all the anti-air will die, and then the boat can't be killed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a pretty decent plan, right? Like, Rooster does only have 2 big wasps and 2 small wasps that are kind of in Narnia, so
yeah,
seems kind of decent. Those are 4 orange forts for Bman, by the way. Orange double shot forts.
They might be able to kill some sandworms.
Yeah, he definitely might. Bman goes through his own degen, by the way. Definitely picking up on the fact that Rooster's anti-air being dead means that you can maybe float a raid on the board. We'll see how about that. Maybe there's some anti-air wasp picked up this turn.
More wasps? We didn't have enough anti-air last turn.
True. He even goes to the level 3 recruit, by the way, with the buff slash, I don't know, I guess we'll say it's buff. The buffed elite recruitment on elite spec. That's how he's able to get the orange ones
True.
here.
I've still never done that, you know? Never recruited level 3 units on elite spec. One day.
Yeah. Yeah, Rooster's an elite enjoyer though. He sees the line and he's like, ah yes, it's time. An elite orange wasp.
It's notable that Rooster has a second layer of sandworms. Currently, the
Hmm.
second layer has one worm in it, but perhaps in the future there will be more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a
That
really
way,
big deal,
you
honestly.
apply Sandstorm, and then
Hmm.
another worm comes in and applies Sandstorm again.
Yeah, I think that's
And then
super real,
later,
right?
another worm comes in and applies Sandstorm again. You just get more and more of them, and
Hmm.
eventually you just win the game.
Yep, that is
That's
perhaps the
that's the
working theory.
theory.
Yep. There might be some things killing the worms in this board, which might be stopping that from happening, but that is indeed the theory for sure with Rooster's formation. Although this worm is
Oh,
kind of looking like he does not care.
you know
What's
what?
going on?
I think Rooster might have the game if he can
Yeah,
survive this round.
yeah, what is going on here? Why did the worms just win all of a
Once
sudden?
once he clicks Elite and he is level 7 Elite Wasp, maybe the anti-air never hits them anymore from the Mustangs.
Oh, true, true, yeah. I
And
mean, he does
super
have some
heavy
fairly big
armor
wasps.
definitely favors the worm player.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I mean, there is also acid, which I think is really spooky for a Rooster here, but super heavy definitely
Maybe.
pretty good.
Acid could definitely be spooky.
I mean, he is sitting in one place for quite a while on this left side, and that is his big worms.
Let's see. Oh, Rooster spent a lot of money upgrading all the worms, so he has 600 left. He could still get a lead if he wanted.
Ooh, there was a boat drop picked up from Bman. And
There's
also
no
even
way
more boats.
Rooster dies to vote drop. That's
Uh,
impossible.
it's looking kind of grim.
I don't think the vote drop works in Rooster's backline.
I mean, back center, you don't think it shoots the tower with temp range? Maybe even chin gun, launch overload? Oh god.
I don't know.
Oh, it's on B-man's side.
Okay,
Oh,
just reinforcing with more vote. Okay,
yeah, he's buying
understandable.
a temporary boat. Man, that would be so sad if Rooster died to a boat drop in his backline. Oh man.
I know.
It could happen too. It could happen so easily. It could just be
No,
the
I do
entire
that
game right there.
exact thing to people so many times. I mean, I
Yeah.
usually don't do it with boat drops since people usually expect it with the boat drop. But like other drops, people often think they're covered when they're not.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you have a tacked boat like this, the new $500 boat, like, that thing is no joke to kill. Does some crazy damage and it's
Oh,
actually
is
rather
it
tanky.
possible for launcher range votes to even kill wasps? I don't understand the vote angle here.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand it either. Especially when you have the anti-air Mustangs. Like, I get that they're dead already, but like, I don't know, man. Looks like Rooster
Exodia
has brought it home.
online? And that's it.
Wow.
Wow. Exact
Okay,
lethal almost.
I apologize. I slandered the Wasp play into the double damage out of Mustang. I clearly have
Me
no idea what I'm
too.
talking about. Rooster,
Rooster
God
is
Gamer.
like the wasp god gamer. There's no
Yep,
like better wasp carry player in the world, I think.
yep.
And
And I
Rooster
slandered his ground
shows
spec over HE. Got the game done. No problem.
shows us how it's done.
Yep. Clearly we do not know anything. Rooster, best Wasp gamer. Rooster says in chat, by the way, he did not know there was a boot drop. That is too funny. I think it definitely would have got the game, right? I don't think those wasps are turning around in time. I think it's doomed. Oh
Oh
man.
boy. Yeah, someone can test the replay, I guess, later.
Reminder that it's like 4 a.m. or something for Rooster right now, so you know it's okay to not see the boat drop. I wonder if
Though that
B-Man
said,
knows that
all
it's
it
4 a.m. for
takes is
Rooster.
for like two wasps to turn around and then they one-shot the boat.
Yeah, true. But neither tower is fortified, I don't think. I think it's like they look at the tower for
Yeah,
1 second, it's doomed. And he's got temp range too, right? And range in the boot. Like, it's
but he
actually instantly
doesn't
doomed.
doesn't have the ground cannon at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, what a
boat drop
crazy game.
spooky.
I'm just so surprised that B-Man went into carry boat versus the carry wasps.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
looked good
do
that
not
one
think
turn.
wasps are good against. I don't think boats are good against wasps.
Yeah, definitely agree. Especially anti or elite marksman wasps. Like, that just does not seem like a good idea. But obviously, he's just trying to win the game that turn, not trying to have a board that makes sense afterwards. But either way, Rooster taking game 2, score 1-1, and going to be getting into the next one very shortly.
Wonderful. Always good to see. Best of 3 go to the distance.
Absolutely. And hopefully this game, Rooster is not cursed with a damage out of Mustang mirror again. That's why I only ask for this game. I'm not asking for a lot here, man. Just no more damage out of Mustang mirrors, please. Give Rooster a
I think
chance.
my read on the players in this tournament is that maybe they like building Mustangs.
Indeed, and they also like damage items and intensives, or at least Apucci does.
True.
Apucci had the double intensive game earlier, and I think it was
Level
Bman he was
9
playing.
Mustang, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Level
With
9
laser
Mustang,
sight.
level 4 forts. Yep. That unit might be pretty good. Allegedly even good versus Wasps. The last game is not to be believed. Maybe that was just a fever dream, who knows. And also a reminder that Bman did change text between the first game and the second game, or at least between his series versus Apucci in the second game, I think. Put Barry in the ports, so who knows? Maybe we'll see some more shakeups and things. Maybe even Rooster changes his text, who knows? Maybe we'll see all kinds of
Maybe
changes.
Rooster now wants Splash on Wasp after that last game.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he wasn't happy about his tech bar, but it got it done, so either way. Definitely very excited to get to see this go the distance fully to the Bo3 and not just be a 2-0. Honestly, really sick series so far too. Really close games, right? Last game was on a hair's
very
edge.
back and forth.
Yeah. Definitely very, very good matchups. And also always cool to see two creators go at it, you know, with their favorite meme. Like Rooster's just taking the Wasp the distance. Like that's so hype. I love that. Also getting to play Elites, by the way, into the Wasp carry, getting the triple orange Wasp recruit. That's so sick.
I've never seen that before. And now I have.
Literally me neither. Never ever seen it. We'll see if we see it again someday.
Alright, what do we got? No Elite spec.
Yeah, we got some garbage looking packs for Rooster. Unless you like this Amp Storm pack. How do you feel about that? Maybe the Giant Ball pack's good?
I don't like Amp Storm pack. I would probably pick the Giant pack.
Yeah, I agree.
Not
a lot of good options there for him for sure.
But then I would be very unhappy because I would look at Bman's board and see Sledgehammer Arclight. He just says nope.
Instant sell. Does he go for a Wasp? Tell me he goes for a Wasp. Do it.
Oh, let's do it. Wasp, turn 1.
He's thinking about it. Does he go for the Wasp? Come on, you know you want to. Phoenix.
Okay, Phoenix.
I'm disappointed.
Fair enough. That is very likely to win round 1 by itself.
Yeah, quite a sensible play. Bman is unlikely to have anti-air.
Sledgehammers every game. I guess we're learning something about Bman's preferences.
Yeah, you know, I think our dossier we have on Bman actually said that he is very flexible, if not mistaken. Or maybe, actually, I'm mistaken, I think. Yeah, picks Sludge Marksman 50% of the time, excuse me. Humongous Sludge enjoyer.
There we go.
Yeah, in fact,
we missed that.
Yes, we thought Bman was someone else, but Bman, in fact, is a massive Sludge enjoyer. Picks Sludge in nearly half of all of his games, specifically Sludge Marksman, though, which I find appalling.
Yeah.
How in the world do you like Sludge Marksman? Yeah. Honestly, any Marksman pack, just keep that away from me, man. No thanks. Bman is the aficionado.
Haven't you seen the 201 special? Like round 2 subsidized Marksman, and then you just build 700 Marksman.
Oh, I have seen that. Man, I recall this game that I saw, like, I feel like it's been a few months, but it was a game where it looked like it was like a 500 elo match where 1-2-1 player was just doing nothing but spamming Marksman the entire game. He had like 15 Marksman like round 10 or something disgusting like that. I don't think he even had sub Marksman either. And then he just like clicks Shooting Squad and clicks Best Partner and Vulcan, and suddenly his board does stuff, and it was disgusting. It was like 2300 versus 2300 match 2, by the way.
Yep.
So gross.
I was just gonna say that sounds a lot like a 2300 versus 2300 201 match.
Yeah, it was a little ahead of the curve. This was not heard of at that time for quite some time. Like back in the start of open beta, Red Hair was doing some Marksman spam Best Partner Shooting Squad without Assault Marksman strats, but that has not seen the light of day for quite some time at that point in time. But Now it's a bit more common, you know?
Alright, Bman says, I didn't get to start with Sledge Marksman, so I will build my own Sledge Marksman.
Yeah, definitely navigating himself into that board. And Rooster is straight into a Vulcan with his giant spec.
Indeed. Puts a defensive missile, a little worried about his weak side, but that won't slow down a Fire Badger very much.
Yeah, I don't think the blue Badger is going to care about the Hound shooting it. It's got 5,300 HP remaining after the missile hits it. It's just going to take the tower.
The movement speed debuff is very useful.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely stops the Badger from even shooting the Fangs for a bit, which is pretty funny. They even managed to kill one of them. Excellent work.
Alright, how tanky is this Vulcan? I guess that's the question.
No, the question is, does Marksman deal damage? The answer is no.
Okay, different ways of phrasing the same question.
For some reason, the Vulcan appears to have died, though. I don't know. Maybe Marksman does have an attack value. Remains to be seen. We'll see. Rooster does have the Phoenix, the superior sniper units. So.
Oh, like a giant item. How convenient.
Oh, incredible. Love that if you're the giant spec player here, for sure. Maybe Bman will opt to float a barrier for 5 million rounds again this game. Mayhaps
Ooh,
instead
deciding
opt for
to
something else.
fortify the tower against the Fire Badger.
Yeah, I feel like a blue Badger kills the tower pretty quickly though now.
Yeah, I think he's underestimating how quickly this Badger Marksman combo is gonna take that tower.
Yeah, potentially a level 2 Marksman as well.
But
even just the Badger, I think,
on the other hand,
easily.
how long does it take to kill a barrier Vulcan?
That is perhaps the more relevant question here, I agree. That thing might not be killable. It does have Scorch this turn as well. And Bman goes to the skip, decides he does not want to sit in the barrier again this game.
True, he floated that barrier for so long last game.
Yeah. I think it was like 5 rounds, like, legitimately, no? Not even an exaggeration. I think it was actually 5. Yeah, that thing for forever. I have seen some people at times like pick up multiple barriers that use them for several turns too, waiting for giants to drop. But one for so long is quite unusual.
Yeah.
Also, Rooster knows exactly what he wants to do this turn, by the way. He's been done for quite some time. Sees barrier, clicks Scorch, hits go. Does not care.
Alright, Bman unlocked Saber with double shot. Very interesting.
Yep, definitely knows the barrier's coming out
Not
here.
something you see very often from people these days.
Yeah, very common when it was a drop, but not as common now. Well, as you said, the Badger Marksman pack is definitely getting the tower on the left side, but as it turns out, Vulcan has infinite HP. Oh wait,
well, not against double shot Saber.
Yeah, maybe
used to have infinite HP.
Yeah, that unit might deal damage. Marksman, not so much. Sabers, they do stuff.
Alright, maybe we do something about the left tower. Are you gonna fortify it again? Oh, so super supply.
Yeah, Rooster
this
says
is a very interesting choice, but both players go for it.
Yeah, are you happy here, do you think, if you're Bman, to mirror the super supply?
I don't think so. I think if I'm Bman, I say I'm in tempo units and my opponent's in giants. I should probably end the game.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And Rooster does have no best partner, has ignites, has incendiary range, and Scorch in his Vulcans.
Ooh. You know, it's interesting. Rooster can just missile that pack of crawlers, right? And then that Phoenix can go to town.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, but the Marksman's in the beacon.
Ooh, that probably isn't good. Probably.
Oh, he's missiling the Badger instead. I don't know. Nothing's gonna kill that pack of crawlers, though.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the missile. Like, it slows it down, but
it didn't even hit 2 of the Badgers.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
well,
I don't
this
know,
is
maybe
very
it's ideal,
unfortunate for Rooster.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot. I mean, the Vulcan's looking pretty hot, but the rest of the board, not so much.
The Vulcan is hot.
The Vulcan quite literally on fire, shooting fire out of his hands. Might allegedly be also hot, who knows, I don't know. But the board, though, looking quite dead. And left side
Oof.
looking really poor as well.
I think Rooster was thinking, like, Bman might not take super supply, so I need to add a couple missiles to guarantee I don't just die.
Yeah.
Problem is, Bman did take super supply, and the missiles didn't do very much.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think you want to do here if you're Rooster to get out of the spot? Because so far it's looking like really grim now.
I don't know. Like, as the defensive player, you often have an oil to try and reclaim some tempo.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to outrange sabers with like Vulcan range and Phoenix range if you ever have time to do that. Um, I'm not super impressed by B-Man's ability to clear fangs. You can get some more
Oh,
fangs.
Bman goes to the drill on the crawlers.
Interesting.
That is certainly going to potentially kill Rooster's tower if he did not deploy the Vulcan there on the right, or if he moves it.
Okay, Rooster says I am definitely not touching that tower
Yeah,
again.
we're not going back there. It's doomed. It is super doomed. That thing is level 4. That is quite the commitment in saying that side does not exist. Does get a third Vulcan
I
removal,
love
gets rid of that shaft there.
the Badger like
This
drive
is
by
running
on the
right past
tower.
it. That's actually a really fortunate miss on the beacon. Oh, but it turned back and got stuck. Unlucky. I think he's quite happy to see the Badger run right past it, but it's so dumb it goes backwards.
Oh man, the drill crawlers are actually quite good at taking down the tower too.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder if you're Rooster, do you put like do you finally take um the range on your Vulcan and then just put a Vulcan behind that tower, just chilling? So the
Mm,
tower is my tank for the Vulcan.
yeah. Honestly, I don't hate it. I'm really not sure how long it takes the Vulcans to kill a white saber and a blue badger, though. I'm feeling a bit sketchy about that, but honestly,
I
maybe.
don't think it takes too long with range.
Yeah,
And okay,
maybe
we
not.
got a lot of techs. We got range on Vulcan. We got range hard shot on the Phoenixes.
Yeah, now his board actually has damage. Does he put this new Vulcan
But
left side?
we're facing a Raiden.
Oh, he
And
does. He does exactly what you
ranged hard
suggested.
shot Phoenix is
Mm-hmm.
might not have enough range to deal with Raidens.
Yeah, definitely kind of spooky.
Has
Oh,
the
actually,
same
B-Man sold
range
out
as
of the
the
saber.
Vulcan. It's gonna
Oh,
walk like if the Raiden can shoot the Vulcan, it can probably shoot the Phoenixes too. That might be really bad.
yeah, that definitely does not sound good at all. I mean, Bruce's board does have a ton of DPS now. Like, there's a lot of bodies to shoot with the sledges, but maybe it just, like, clears things so fast it doesn't matter. Does have a lot of damage on the board.
Yeah,
There's only one Raiden.
I mean Rooster's building giants. He's
Yeah.
giant spec. He could start building forts after this. He can say like just put HP on the board and maybe B-Man just doesn't have the damage long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did we see anti-air on Rooster's Sports last time we saw them, by the way? I thought we did not.
We did not.
Okay. So unless he has changed it, that might not be an option he has available.
Well, the Phoenixes are definitely gonna one-shot some sabers,
Yep.
but the
But also
Raidens are
looking...
gonna
Ooh, yeah.
just take care of the Phoenixes.
This left side's looking maybe good, unless it turns around really quick. Ew.
Oh no.
Ew. The chain to the tower. Such bad timing.
And that level 4 tower didn't even get touched.
Yeah. Definitely does not feel good to make that investment if you Rooster and also have to put that bulk in there afterwards.
Oof.
Looking like round 7 might be the closer for this one. Unless Rooster finds a way to bring it back.
I don't know. My main concern is how do you keep the Phoenixes safe against the Raiden with range?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you kind of just, like, can't, right? Like, unless he has a lead
See,
on the bar
maybe
magically,
he
which I
just
don't think he
spams
does.
them and gets like shield revive.
Yeah. I mean, it is really expensive at this point, right? But maybe. Even just, like, shield gives them another shot versus the Ravens, which could be enough. potentially.
Maybe that's true.
Out goes
Melting
the
point.
Melters. Says this is our
Okay.
Raiden answer, I guess.
Yeah, perhaps.
Goes the range on them too. Bman goes for even more Raidens. Well, this is the do or die turn for Rooster.
EMP, no.
Oh, that is
Uh-oh.
really bad for the Melters.
Yeah, Rooster's been relying on tanky units, right? Just face tanking B-Man's team, and B-Man says, okay, those units won't have techs. They can tank if
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah, and Rooster does not have a lot of late chaff either, so it's not like he's going to have a lot of things coming in to tank the Raiden EMP towards the end of the fights. Only has one
Yeah.
pack of late-ish fangs and 2 crawlers. And it looks like B-Man is running away towards his own flank also. Maybe to avoid fortifying the tower, I'm
Amazing.
not sure.
Was there a drop? Maybe there was a drop.
Yeah, there might have been one. I'm not too sure. All I saw was the absorption module get insta-picked for B-Man. I'm not sure he even knows there is a drop, but we'll see. Maybe he's concerned about that, and that's why he's doing this, I don't know.
It's like, was there a drop? I'll just make sure that I don't lose to one.
I mean, hey, sometimes it'd be like that, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Never having forgotten a drop, of course. Not even
Yes.
once.
Remembered Arbiter.
Yes, indeed. Definitely not forgotten Arbiter. Oh man, this Raiden EMP is looking so brutal right now.
Oh,
No.
it's so disgusting.
It is so over. That is so sad. This EMP actually just won the game right by itself.
Yeah.
What a good tech. Wow. Well, really clean
The
game by Bman.
Raiden showing up when you go range charge shot on Phoenix is not what you
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah, that is a really depressing one. And Rooster just needed damage so badly too, so he kind of just like had to do it, I guess. Like, not a lot of options there for him.